Kublai Khan, the grandson of the legendary Genghis Khan, was a figure whose life and reign would forever alter the course of history. Born in 1215, Kublai belonged to the Borjigin clan, a lineage steeped in the tumultuous legacy of Mongolian conquest. From an early age, he was steeped in the traditions of the nomadic steppe. Yet he would soon come to embody a new era, one that would merge the fierce warrior culture of his ancestors with the sophisticated governance and culture of China. Kublai's early life was marked by the expansive campaigns of his grandfather, who had forged an empire that stretched from the steppes of Mongolia to the edges of Europe and Asia. As a child, Kublai witnessed the vastness of this empire and the potential it held. His formative years were spent learning the ways of leadership, warfare, and diplomacy. However, it was his vision of unifying the Mongolian tribes and establishing a lasting dynasty that would ultimately define his legacy. By the time Kublai ascended to the position of Great Khan in 1260, the Mongol Empire was at a crossroads. The vast territories conquered by Genghis Khan and his successors were beginning to fragment. Internal strife and the vast distances between the various khanates threatened the unity of the empire. Kublai recognized that the future of the Mongol Empire depended on more than just military prowess. It required a cohesive governance strategy that could integrate the diverse cultures and peoples within its borders. Kublai's most significant achievement was the establishment of the Yuan dynasty in 1271, a momentous event that marked the first time the Mongols ruled over all of China. He adopted the title of Emperor of China, a bold move that symbolized his commitment to not only conquer, but also to govern effectively. His reign would last until 1294, during which he would implement policies that transformed the Yuan dynasty into a formidable power. At the heart of Kublai Khan's governance was a remarkable ability to adapt. He understood that to rule effectively over a vast and diverse empire, he needed to incorporate the best practices from the cultures he encountered. Kublai embraced the Chinese administrative system, employing Confucian scholars to help govern his empire. This was a departure from the traditional Mongolian style of governance, which had relied heavily on tribal loyalty and military might. By integrating Chinese bureaucratic practices, Kublai not only stabilized his rule, but also gained the support of the local populace. Kublai Khan's reign is often characterized by his efforts to promote trade and cultural exchange. He understood the importance of commerce in sustaining his empire and fostering goodwill among the various cultures under his rule. The Silk Road, which had long been a vital trade route, flourished under his reign. Kublai actively encouraged merchants from different regions to travel and trade, leading to an unprecedented flow of goods, ideas, and cultures. This period of increased trade saw the introduction of new technologies, agricultural practices, and artistic influences from the West, which would leave an indelible mark on Chinese society. Culturally, Kublai Khan was a patron of the arts and literature. He welcomed scholars, artists, and intellectuals from various backgrounds, fostering an environment of creativity and innovation. The famous Venetian traveler Marco Polo, who visited Kublai's court in the late 13th century, provided a vivid account of the Mongol Empire's grandeur and sophistication. Polo's writings introduced Europe to the wonders of the East, sparking curiosity and interest that would shape European perspectives for centuries to come. Kublai's reign was also marked by significant architectural achievements. He commissioned the construction of the new capital, Khanbalik, which is present-day Beijing. The city was designed to reflect the grandeur of the Mongol Empire and served as a symbol of Kublai's vision for a unified state. The construction of palaces, temples, and public works projects not only demonstrated Kublai's commitment to urban development, but also showcased the blending of Mongolian and Chinese architectural styles. However, Kublai Khan's reign was not without challenges. The vastness of his empire made it difficult to maintain control over distant regions. Rebellions and uprisings were not uncommon, particularly as local leaders sought to assert their autonomy. Kublai faced significant resistance in southern China, where the remnants of the Song dynasty had retreated. The conquest of the Song territories was a protracted affair, culminating in the fall of Hangzhou in 1276. This victory marked the end of the Song dynasty and solidified Kublai's control over China. Despite these military challenges, Kublai Khan's diplomatic strategies were equally noteworthy. He sought alliances with various nations, including the Islamic states to the west and the kingdoms of Southeast Asia. His diplomatic acumen allowed him to secure trade agreements and foster peaceful relations, which were essential for the stability of his empire. Kublai's interactions with foreign powers were not merely transactional. He was genuinely interested in the cultures and customs of the peoples he encountered. This openness helped to create a more cosmopolitan atmosphere within his empire. Kublai Khan's religious tolerance was another hallmark of his reign. He recognized the diverse beliefs within his empire and adopted a policy of religious pluralism. Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism flourished alongside Islam and other faiths. Kublai himself was a patron of Tibetan Buddhism, which further solidified his connection to the spiritual leaders of the region. This policy of tolerance not only fostered goodwill among his subjects, but also contributed to a sense of unity within the empire. As Kublai Khan aged, he faced the realities of leadership in a vast empire. The challenges of succession loomed large, and he grappled with the question of who would inherit his legacy. Kublai had many sons, each vying for power and influence. This internal strife would eventually lead to fragmentation within the Yuan dynasty after his death in 1294. The lack of a clear succession plan and the growing discontent among various factions would set the stage for the dynasty's decline. Kublai Khan's impact on history extends far beyond his lifetime. His establishment of the Yuan dynasty marked a significant turning point in Chinese history, as it represented the first time a foreign power had unified China under a single rule. This period of Mongolian rule brought about profound changes in Chinese society, including the introduction of new agricultural practices, technologies, and cultural exchanges that would shape the future of the region. The legacy of Kublai Khan is also evident in the way he bridged the gap between the East and the West. His reign coincided with a time of increased contact between different civilizations, and he played a crucial role in facilitating these exchanges. The stories of travelers like Marco Polo and the accounts of various emissaries who visited his court have left an enduring impression on the world's understanding of the Mongol Empire. Kublai Khan's efforts to promote trade and cultural exchange laid the groundwork for future interactions between Europe and Asia. In conclusion, Kublai Khan was a visionary leader whose reign marked a pivotal moment in history. His ability to adapt and integrate diverse cultures, along with his commitment to governance, trade, and cultural exchange, set him apart as one of the most significant figures of the Mongolian Empire. The establishment of the Yuan dynasty not only transformed China, but also facilitated a broader understanding of the interconnectedness of civilizations. Kublai's legacy continues to resonate today, reminding us of the power of leadership, cultural exchange, and the enduring impact of one individual on the course of history.